everybody. And before we get to this next devotional, this one was pleasantly interrupted when Dad and Barb called. So hi, Dad and Barb. And it turned out that the whole thing just kind of like stopped. So we get to start from the beginning, but it was good to talk to you guys. I know it's like a week later than this, but then, then you're hearing this. But yeah. So anyway, the other thing I want to say, I want to give a disclaimer about this devotional. She kind of does a little bit of name dropping, and I just want to say that the people that she mentions, you know what, I'm not God. I don't know their hearts. Maybe they are, in fact, I thought some of them were actually good Christians. So this is not, this is the only thing I disagree with her on. I mean, I don't know that I would have name dropped, writing this book, because you just never know. So please know that this is not, what am I trying to say? It's not what I would say. I'm just reading her words. And again, this is the Fear Not book. So I just want you to know that. Anyways, stop rambling, Kelly, and read. Okay, so here's our devotional for Saturday, February 9th, 2019. Reason number 40, not to fear. I do not listen to false prophets. When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the things did not happen or come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. Wait, let's read that again. Blah, blah. If the thing does not happen or come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. You shall not be afraid of him. Deuteronomy 18:22. I have some friends who are involved with having the palms of their hands read, and they call their so-called spiritual people for advice and guidance. This is one thing I do agree with her on. Anyway, it is beyond me how they could believe what this person is telling them. I once ventured to ask, does everything she predicts happen? No, they said. Then why do you listen to and trust that person? I inquired. Because sometimes she provides me with good advice, was their response. I have no interest in seeking any kind of advice from mediums, palm readers, horoscopes. These are demonic and evil. Yet how many Christians depend on false information to live their lives? How many times do you listen to CNN or Fox News or, here we go, sorry guys, Oprah Winfrey or Dr. Phil for advice and counsel and are swayed by humanistic wisdom? There is no denying that there is a huge amount of false information being passed off as truth in the Lord's name. People long for significance, and making predictions in the Lord's name is how they achieve it. Despite warning after warning from the Lord, false prophets grew in number and in Israel during the days of the kings. The Lord makes a distinction between his divine appointed prophets who should be feared and the false ones who should not be feared. God does not resort to making false predictions, nor should his people. If you are searching for answers to issues in your life, read God's word. It is absolutely true. Don't get involved in magic, witchcraft, astrology, or horoscopes. God is not in those types of messages. His word holds all the information you need for your daily life. Don't be fooled by the appearance, the form, or the outer shell of a person. Make certain those who give you guidance are true people of God. Consider what you listen to and fill your mind with. If it is not God's word, cut back on this sorts of false information and put your trust in God alone. So I thought that was good, except for those things. But I've actually had experiences where, different people were quote-unquote prophets of God, and they and now don't get me wrong, I've gone and I've met some people who have given me prophetic words from the Lord that have been right, and they've been in line with his word, and that's awesome. But when it the difference, like when it's not God's word and when it is. A great example of this is in Kings, where that one prophet said to the other one, well, I'm a prophet too, and God told you to stay at my house. And then when he does, then the guy ends up getting killed. And so it's like, obedience and discernment to, know that whose voice is the right voice is the most important thing. There's a preacher, there's one thing that she says that I love. She says, go to the, some people go to the phone and not to the throne. And it's like, we need to do the opposite. We need to go to God first and to his word and seek his advice. Yes, it's helpful. I'm not saying we should never have, our friends, help us and give us advice or go to a pastor or a counselor or whatever. But yeah, ultimately, we need to know what the Lord is saying to us. So, a lot of rambling for today. But anyways, may the Lord bless you all and be with you till tomorrow.